Yo, what's up guys? You got Pokegame here today with another Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl moveset video guide on how to use Heracross. I love this bug type Pokemon. It's something that's also been pretty highly requested. So if you guys do enjoy these moveset video guides, let me know by leaving a like. Also, leave a suggestion down below of other Pokemon you'd like to see me cover. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm already 300k. That is my end of the 2022 year goal. And I upload 2 to 3 Pokemon videos a day, Wi-Fi battles, showdown lives, as well as sometimes talking videos and obviously moveset video guides. So if y'all like that, feel free to subscribe. And lastly, I do have some merch available that ends on the 9th, so only 2 more days to pick up my new BDSP launch merch. So let's talk about Heracross. Heracross is a good Pokemon. Just a really strong fighting type, being part bug is pretty cool too. I love that this Pokemon can switch in on ground type attacks with the resistance, which is really nice, and it has some pretty great abilities as well. So the first set we have is probably the most common Heracross set, and that is Guts Flame Warp. Now typically Burn would make your attacks weaker, but because this Pokemon has Guts, Burn actually gives them the power of a Choice Band, so 1.5 times without having to be locked into a move. So that means that Heracross can hit incredibly powerful, and it also means that Heracross can do things like use Facade at 140 base power, because when you are status, Facade is 140 base power. So this means that Heracross, a bug and fighting type, actually has a really strong move as a neutral move in general versus fairies and other Pokemon that will resist bug and fighting type attacks. So the first set we have is a Swords Dance. You're going to want to run Jolly. Jolly just allows you to outspeed Mamoswine, Togekiss, Heatran, Adamant Lucario, Speed Tie with Nidokings, anything below that. So it's a good speed tier for Heracross. This can easily be run on Sticky Web as well. So again, great partners are always Smeargle, Shuckle. Those are pretty good ones. Ariados in lower tiers. You definitely want something like a Steel type as well to resist the attacks coming at it. Basically the fire type, not the fire type attacks, but the flying type attacks coming at Heracross. There's not too many, but Skarmory can Brave Bird. However, if Stealth Rock are up and Heracross is at +2, Close Combat is going to knock him out because it's +2, plus it's boosted by the Guts as well. But yeah, the set is Swords Dance, Close Combat, Facade, and then your last move is either Mega Horn or Throat Chop. Heracross doesn't have access to Knockoff right now, or Spikes, or anything like that. So Mega Horn is obviously an incredibly strong move. You're gonna just devour Psychic types with that, like Slowbro and Slowking. But Throat Chops gives you an option versus Gengar and Mismagius and things like that as well. I like Mega Horn just because it's really strong. And Swords Dance, Close Combat, Facade are basically just going to be hitting everything anyway. Throat Chop also allows you to deal with Shedinja, which is something that could otherwise wall you. But again, Facade is such a great move because it also allows it to muscle through Gliscor, which would otherwise wall its Close Combat at Mega Horn. So really nice. I like Skarmory as a partner. Gets up Spikes for it, can also defog for it, but gets up Spikes to let Heracross really just muscle through. I like Latios as well because Latios can deal with Infernape as well as other Pokemon that threaten Heracross just because they're faster, like Manaphy and things like that. So it's a really good partner. Can also defog if it really needs to for this Pokemon. Just an incredibly strong wall breaker. This is like you're scared of Stall. This is the type of Pokemon you use because like even Quagsire Unaware and Clefable Unaware are being 2-hit KO'd by Facade. Well, Quagsire's being 2-hit KO'd easily by Close Combat, and Clefable's being 2-hit KO'd by Facade, especially if it's Unaware with Stealth Rock up. Obviously, you don't take into account your Swords Dance boost, but because you are Guts boosted, you're still hitting with the power of a Choice Band, so they can't really switch into you. So it's a great stall breaker. Mega Horn also obviously great for knocking out Tangrowth too. So the next set we have is the Choice Scarf Heracross. So instead of using Guts on this one, we are using Moxie. Moxie, if you pick up a KO, you get +1 attack, so it allows Heracross to kind of snowball and potentially sweep as well. However, you can just as easily run Guts on this set too because it makes it easier to switch into defensive Rotom Washes or even offensive Rotom Washes with Will-O-Wisp. It makes it easier to switch into Breloom as well, especially if you are running Sleep Talk. So the set is Close Combat, Mega Horn, Earthquake. I like Earthquake on Scarf Heracross just because it's a KO on Gengar, and I think that's very important considering Gengar is a giant threat. Also, you know, you're able to knock out Magnezone, Heatran, unboosted, things like that. Like, you're just doing a lot of damage to those, even if they run some defensive natures. So you're able to do pick up a KO on those. And then Stone Edge or Sleep Talk. Stone Edge is good for flying types, but there's not too many flying types. I mean, Gyarados is one of them, but there's not a lot of flying types in OU. I guess Crobat's probably one of the best answers to you if you're not running Facade, so it would be cool for that. But Sleep Talk is a good option because you can switch in on Breloom, and if Breloom goes for Spore, and if you are Guts, you actually get the Guts boost on your Close Combat, Mega Horn, and Earthquake, so that's pretty cool. And obviously, being Choice Scarf, you are faster than a +1 Dragonite, which is another option that Stone Edge can hit with, and a +1 for Alligator as well, and you can do some massive damage to them with Stone Edge and Close Combat, respectively. But this is more, again, this is a Scarf Heracross if you want the speed, You can go Moxie again for the little boosting and snowballing. I think Guts is just as good on this set, but I think you should never run Moxie on Choice Band Heracross. I think the only one you should ever run Moxie on is Scarf, period. In my opinion, anyway. So next up, we have Choice Band Heracross. So again, very similar. Again, Guts is going to for sure be here because, man, when you are status, Pokemon just die. They just straight up die when they switch into Heracross. It is so strong with a Guts boost as well. So this can easily switch in on Will-O-Wisp from Rotom, even Thunder Waves, because you'll be paralyzed, but you'll still have the boost. And the immediate benefit of this is that, like, you don't have to wait for Flame Orb to be activated and anything like that. So your Mega Horn is going to do 1,000,000% to Tangrowth. Slowking, Slowbro, they're going to fall over. Close Combat is an easy 2-hit KO on Skarmory as well if it tries to come in on you. And you're just muscling through very many things. Obviously, you have Earthquake, I already mentioned Gengar. And then Stone Edge is there too. But I love Sleep Talk on Choice Band just as much as I love it on Choice Scarf. Because, man, if Breloom puts you to sleep, not only do you naturally resist Breloom's Mach Punch and Bullet Seed, so you can actually switch into Breloom relatively free. The only thing that kind of threatens you would be like a banded Rock Tomb after Stealth Rock. Just because with Technician boosted, that would put you in range of being 2-hit KO'd. But otherwise, you're just good to switch it on Breloom, and they go for Sleep. Versus you, they go for Spore, and then you Sleep Talk, and you get the Mega Horn, and if they're not Focus Sash, they die. You get the Close Combat. If they're not Focus Sash, they just straight up die to Heracross. But otherwise you bring them down to their Focus Sash. So it just allows Heracross to kind of muscle through. So that's why Sleep Talk is a great option in the OU tier. And last but not least, we do have another set with actually using its Swarm ability too. And this set goes all the way back to the advanced metagame, and it's Sub Swords Dance with a Salac Berry. So the idea is you want 30 HP IVs, by the way, on Heracross. So you would have the HP stat 300, because that way you can sub up down to your Swarm range and potentially get the Salac Berry to get +1 speed and potentially sweep. So this one needs heavy support because obviously Close Combat and Mega Horn do not hit everything, though a Swarm boosted Mega Horn is nothing to play around with. Even resistances can die to it. But obviously, certain flying types, Dragonite and Multi-Scale, do not appreciate that. So something like a Mamoswine would be a good partner, or a Weavile Pokemon that could do basically ice types, or strong ground types like a Powdon with Ice Fang that can deal with like Dragonite coming at Heracross and just kind of like deal with it back. Skarmory is a good partner too for this as well. You also want Defog because, I mean, this Heracross wants to get down to its Salac Berry as well as Swarm, so that way it can sweep with the boosted Mega Horn. So Jolly, max attack, max speed. I think all Heracrosses should be Jolly for what I mentioned before. Faster than Mamoswine, Adamant Lucarios, Timid Heatrans, Togekiss. Even if you can't hit them all for super effective damage, in this case like Togekiss, you still want to be faster than them. Because you never want to lose a game just because you have a Pokemon that could have been faster than your opponent, and then you're not, because they evened it differently for a plus speed nature. But Close Combat, Mega Horn, Substitute, and Swords Dance. Again, this set has the ability to sweep. And it basically combines like the idea of the Swords Dance set plus the Choice Scarf set, because the Salac Berry, when you get down to it in a pinch, it allows you to get a speed boost. So this is just a more fun way to use Heracross for those that don't have access to a Guts or a Moxie one. Obviously, you can use the ability patches and changers and all that crap if you really want to. But it's just something I wanted to give you guys. And this is a set that I've used since back in the day, and it's always been fun. It's always been a fun one. But yeah, that's basically all we have for Heracross. Again, I think I talked about decent partners as well for this Pokemon. Just a very, very strong Pokemon for sure. It has good special defense too. Like, it'll live like Hydro Pumps from Life Orb Starmie. It'll live Spec Shadow Balls and Sludge Bombs from Gengar. I believe depending on rolls as well, it might even live Latios' Draco Meteor from a Soldew one. Don't quote me on choice specs. I'll just calc that super quickly for you. I doubt it lives. Yeah, choice specs, no, not at all. But I believe it also lives a Soldew Draco Meteor. Yep, 88 to 104%, so it does have a shot. Just because it has a shot at living, and a pretty good shot. 31% chance to KO, so overall, I love Heracross. I think it's a great breaker, and you should try it out. Like, it's just a fun Pokemon to use. But leave suggestions down below of other Pokemon you guys would like to see me talk about, and I will see you guys in the next episode of the Road to Top 10, which goes up today, where we bring back Skarm Bliss, but we're actually using a Swords Dance Skarmory, so it's pretty cool. And also a Wi-Fi battle later today. Peace, guys.